Pretty paintings on the wall, carved from the hands of an ancestor's soul. A story many tell, but only few really know. So I ask a simple question, not far-fetched or outthrown, but if I was to tell you my story, would you listen? If I spoke of the agony once felt between my fingers, or the pain of a broken heart, the spaces between my teeth that speak, would you listen to me? How the brown in my eye twinkled once upon a time, or how the light touches my soul now. As before it was another human being who shed it, would you sit and hear me? The love of a soul doesn't come easily. It is caused from realizing that hurt does not prosper, or the soul does not cry in vain. It shows the nurture of a heart mended. Would you care to sip tea as I share the stories of my being, the life I once lived before realizing my worth, the pain inflicted before my trust was thought of? Would you want to hear the story of an outside shown of beauty while the inside would cry in pain as hurt was held in before love was even gained? Speaking of the sorrow felt when a soul passed away, never forgiving a heart for its worth was not promised, would you listen to how it changed the mind and created a queen? To get to the sunshine, you must cry in the rain, for joy cometh in the morning after nights of pain. Would you have carried my umbrella before my sun shone again? I speak from the soul of an aged woman, but my body formed a young girl who has a mind of the unknown and a soul of peace. So don't take this as sorrow, just as a story being told. So would you listen to my words of forming a butterfly from a worm? The mistold story. The name Class in Session came from a poem in the book which basically tells how you can't go out and make every mistake of your own. You have to learn from other people. So you see, it's like in a class session, you have to pay attention to the teacher and listen to him or her on how to solve issues really in classroom setting. So it's like a classroom setting on life. So it's like, hey, this is what happens when this happens. Just pay attention, and so you don't go out there looking crazy, doing the same things yourself. That's why I chose Class in Session.
My name is Erica Green. I've been Maya's roommate for about 4 years now. Well, technically 3. I've known her for 4 years. The book that Maya wrote, Class in Session, I think is a reflection of different emotions and feelings, and Maya tried to incorporate not only her own personal feelings, but others that she thinks her classmates and her peers have gone through also.
I started writing poems in 3rd grade. It was Valentine's Day, and I made my mom a heart for a present. So it was made because I broke the dishwasher, and and I didn't know how to apologize for it. So I made her a heart, and I put a poem on the heart saying I was sorry for breaking the dishwasher. I have many inspirations. Some include Maya Angelou, who is my namesake, and it's a funny story behind that, really. While my mom was pregnant, when she was in the hospital, she would read Maya Angelou poems and read her books constantly, and that's why I got the name Maya. So I don't believe in that kind of stuff, but I think it's kind of predestined. So, but others include Nikki Giovanni. She's a big poet. I love her style. And my cousin Henry, he's a fellow alumni from Savannah State also, and he has written books, and he's been reading some of my stuff. I just play around the house doing a little rap session, and he was like, "Hey, you should really write it down." And I just started writing it down, and it just came to me.
My name is Martina Allen. I met Maya in my freshman year of college. We were roommates in the village. I lived in A and she lived in D. And we were the best of friends. And then eventually, a lot of our roommates, they decided they wanted to move out. But me and Maya stayed together, and we picked up 2 other roommates. And we've been together ever since. And we're about to graduate in May together. So, Being a poet myself, I really don't believe that any poet reminds anybody. Like, everybody's a different poet. Everybody has their own style. Everybody has their own structure that they go off of. No poet's the same. Even if you talk about the same subject, you may feel a different way about it, and you may put your emotions in a different level than another poet. So I really feel like Maya is her own poet within herself.
Maya finds her inspiration from her heritage. She's very attached and deeply rooted to her heritage within South Carolina and her Jamaican history. Like, if you go in the room, you see all the different artifacts that link back to her culture. And I think from that, she draws great inspiration from also.
I wrote a poem called Hip Hop that I love. I just love it. It's one of the best poems ever. And it started when I was watching Brown Sugar, and I really felt in tune with I forgot her name, but Santa Latin, and I really felt in tune with her on the movie, and it really, like, I saw myself through her because I knew how much I love hip hop, and I knew how much she loved hip hop. I fell in love with him. When Dougie Fresh came on the mainstream, yeah, it was 93. My head bounced at 3 years old. The show brought a smile. I remember mumbling words I couldn't speak, but he took me to the peak, a feeling that consumed me. I fell in love with him. When Mama beat me for hitting a friend, I was only doing what LL said, come for head, although Mama didn't tell me to. Never understood what doing it well meant, but my ears were covered for the lyrics. It never gave me clearance, just thoughts I couldn't believe. I fell in love with him. Sitting on the front porch, quoting Slick, a children's story, I picked it up quick. Words for a lesson learned. Had me waving to the world when Hey Young World pounded my speakers, and Lottie Dottie only made me weaker, laughs for the young soul. I fell in love with him. Looking for a beginning, although it's rusted. Then the last poets came on Poetic Justice, a bond made between a child and music. Walking through MLK Center in Hot Bama, a music section, the love of my soul, trying to figure out hip-hop's role. When the Revolution Comes was my banger. I fell in love with him. My high school years, it wasn't long before Lupe had me on that skateboard song that I kept my pace. He took me through college. Paris, Tokyo became my love story, and Kanye showed me I had the glory, and this is where my present begins. As I fall in love with him. Singing Mos Def and Kweli, when Black Star became a part of me, I started my own generation. This is for the people 17 to 45 who still play the hip hop which birthed their minds. Although they moved through millenniums, they're still in a different time. Generations combined, I call it rebirth of hip hop. As we fall in love with hip hop, we embrace yesterday's music with love as it grew. But the new generation is blind to the truth. Hip hop lives in our souls. The rebirth of hip hop generation, let's bring it all back. Come at 2011's mainstream with the largest attack. As it never dies, it just looks through us. As we fall in love with hip hop, pour the wine in our glasses, let it invade our society classes. A toast to a better understanding. Lyrics that speak for mine, hold that glass high in the air. For this love is only fair. Now let's make a toast to hip hop.